Good to go.
We're good to go. We'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's this afternoon's Orem City Planning Commission meeting. But before we officially begin, we will do a roll call to make sure we have a quorum of the commission. Marisa Bentley.
Here.
Carl Cook. Not on yet. Camille Jensen.
Here.
Barry Roberts.
Here.
Haysam Sakar. And Mickey Cochran here. That makes 4 out of 7, and that is a quorum. So we will officially begin the Orem City Planning Commission by welcoming everybody here. And before we have the invocation, let me do this a little bit of housekeeping with the declaration. To minimize the potential spread of COVID-19, and as authorized by Utah Governor Gary Herbert in March 18th, 2020 executive order, now therefore I, Mickey Cochran, as chairman of the Orem City Planning Commission, make the following determinations. Under current conditions, conducting an Orem City Planning Commission meeting with an anchor location presents a substantial risk to the health and safety to those who may be present at the anchor location. This determination is based on the facts that 1, COVID-19 is a worldwide pandemic threatening the health and safety of the residents of Orem. 2, the state of Utah has determined that people should maintain social distancing of at least 6 feet to help mitigate the spread of COVID-19. And 3, the city of Orem cannot maintain appropriate social distancing if Planning Commission members and/or the public convene at the usual anchor location, which is the Orem City Council chambers. So with that determination in mind, we are meeting virtually. We hope that, and that's the end of the official declaration. For those of you who do not know, this meeting may be viewed at orem.org /meetings or on the Orem City's YouTube channel, which is better, by the way. The YouTube channel seems to be more clear this week. And we will pause at least 90 seconds before a motion for any electronic comments to come in, especially with the public hearing portion of this Orem City Planning Commission meeting. Those comments, by the way, can be received during the course of the Planning Commission meeting at orem.org /comments. We would appreciate it if you would make any comments which you might have right now, so that we might have them and proceed with a minimum amount of wait time before we make motions. So, and then before anyone makes any comments, especially the commission members or members of the public too, not members of the public, excuse me, but those who are participating in tonight's commission meeting, before you make a comment, please state your name. Yeah, that way we will know who to address ourselves. Okay, so with that in mind, I will call on myself to offer the invocation previous to this meeting. Our Heavenly Father, we are a few of thy children who are gathered this afternoon and perhaps evening to discuss matters of import to the city of Orem, its residents, and those who may, of course, come into our sphere of influence. And we're grateful for that opportunity. And we know that we are desirous that Orem develop in a way that is pleasant for the current residents and beneficial for those who will come and join us as residents of this wonderful city. We would ask thee to bless our city officers and those who are with us in the planning and zoning and all the other areas in the city where people work on behalf of the public, and to bless us as we make these deliberations tonight. And those who call in or make comments, that they will do so in a pleasant, a pleasing manner, and that there might be no animosity among us as we discuss this as adults, as intelligent, we hope, adults. So we ask these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay. With that in mind, let's start. Item 3.1, please.
All right. Item 3.1 is a plat amendment and a public hearing for the Abbey Road PRD, which is located around 12th North and 8th East, as you can see here on my slide for vicinity imagery, right near the Orem Cemetery and between the Canyon Park Tech Center, as outlined there. This is an aerial image of the area. This is the preliminary plat for the subdivision that has already been approved. Construction is already underway for phase one. This is the existing plat of phase one. It is the only final plat that has been approved of the 3 phases. We are tonight hoping to amend that preliminary plat, that final plat. The biggest change you'll notice on this proposed plat you're seeing here is, let me pull up my laser pointer here. All these limited common areas in the front and backyards of these lots. The reason for this is on the previous plat, it was all designated as common, which means it's everyone's backyard in this subdivision. There are no private backyards. This proposal would allow for private backyards in this subdivision. A few minor changes are proposed as well, including some minor ones to the utilities in the area, as well as they're proposing to remove 2 lots, I believe, from phase 2 here, in order to increase the building pad size for all the lots together. So there's the phasing plan. And this is the landscaping plan. On the right here, I have a close-up of how it will generally be designed for each pair of homes throughout the subdivision. On the right, along 8th East, you can see they're going to have trees in the planter strip and a sidewalk there, which we think will be great for the community. This is an existing street view of the area from Google. And we recommend that the Planning Commission vacate this wow, I can talk tonight. We recommend that the Planning Commission vacate the original final plat and approve the new final plat. And be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Well, let's turn it to the commission, unless the applicant is on. Roger, or is Scott McQuarrie on with us? No. Roger, are you representing them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will be.
Is there anything that has been presented thus far that is that needs to be added to?
No, Jake described the change exactly as proposed. I think the thought is that in their sales, they've determined that people are interested in having some backyards rather than having everything be common. They also find that the 3-car garage units are more desirable than the 2-car, so they're going to expand some of the pads to be 3-car garage instead of 2. So that's the reason for the amendment.
Okay.
Yes.
Now with the commission, do you have any questions for Jake or for Roger at all? Please, comments, questions? Well, as there are none, and this was really clearly enunciated to us, and this is a public hearing, let's go ahead and start the countdown on the public hearing portion of this. And I would ask if we had received any comments previous to the meeting at all.
that's ours.
Mickey, we have not had any comments so far.
All right.
We're just going to go back to the presentation.
Okay. So is our timer working?
No, it was just set for an hour and 30 minutes instead of a minute and 30 seconds.
Well, this is going to be a long meeting.
I'm going to say,
We got about 40 seconds left on the timer we got here.
okay. I guess we could have caught that had we been smarter, or some of us been smarter previously. And speaking of myself, of course.
Sure.
April 10th is an exciting day while we're waiting.
That one's definitely longer than an hour and 30 seconds. 30 minutes.
Yes. April 10th will be good. Was that it?
Yes, we have the beep.
Okay. Have we received any comments, Ryan?
Zero comments for this item.
Okay. We'll close the public hearing portion of it, of this item, and turn it to the commission for a motion, please.
Mickey,
This is
I can do
Marisa.
that.
Okay.
Marisa, you're there? Go ahead.
Okay, I'll do it. We recommend that we vacate Abbey Road Phase 1 subdivision and approve the final plat of Abbey Road Phase 1 amended, and approve the final plat of Abbey Road Phase 2 subdivision located at 759 East Timpanogos Parkway in the PRD zone.
Do we have a second, please?
This is Camille. I'll second it.
Thank you. So we have a motion and a second. We'll turn it to the commission now for a vote. So I read your name, aye or nay, please. Marisa,
Aye.
Carl,
Aye.
Camille,
Aye.
Barry,
Aye.
Haysom. I know he's there. There we go.
Aye.
Thanks. Ross is not with us. Mickey, aye. It's unanimous. Let's go to the motion carries. Let's go to item 3.2, please.
All right. Item 3.2 is another plat amendment. This one is for Grant Plat C, located at about 641 South Palisade Drive in the Sharon neighborhood. There's a vicinity map of the parcels in question, right at the segment of Palisade Drive that is not quite complete. There's an aerial image of the properties. So this is the existing plat. It's a deep lot subdivision with an access on the north side of Palisade Drive. I think it also has an access on the south of Palisade Drive. The proposed plat here, as you can see, what is proposed is to remove the existing home on lot 2 and to construct a new home there. And as part of this, they needed to realign the sewer and change the easements. As you can see here, the easement is between the two dashed lines there on the existing plat. They have made an agreement with the, I think it's the Steinekert residents just to the west of this property to put the sewer easement on the boundary of the two properties there. As well as all this other gridded out portions of the property will have those easements. So the sewer main, in short, is going to be realigned as part of this plat amendment. This is the existing street view. And you can see over here, I don't know if you can see my cursor. Let me get the pointer. Over here is where that lot is going to be. Let's see here. Okay, we recommend this be approved. If you have any questions, happy to answer.
Commission? And Roger, you're also representing Brigham on this.
I am. I'm here.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's pretty clear. I'm happy to answer questions if you have any.
Okay, let's turn it to the commission. That's somebody on an iPhone down there.
It might be Hasem's phone having significant lag or something like that.
Well, Hasem is also on above with the video.
I'm here to Brigham.
Oh, Brigham,
No,
hi.
this is Brigham. Sorry. Yeah,
Uh,
I don't have a very good connection. I'm trying to get to a better spot, but it's me.
And you're okay with what's been presented, correct?
Yeah. Well, I heard part of it. Unfortunately, I had some trouble in my connection there for a minute.
Well, it was a good presentation, and Roger said there was nothing that needed to be added or taken away.
Okay. All right. Good.
So we have the commission who may or may not have comments or questions. So we'll turn it back to the commission for any questions or comments, please. And the commission is silent. So let's begin the countdown for the public hearing portion of this, please. Brigham, we have a 90-second delay between our video feed and making any type of motion or comments. So that's why we do a 90-second wait time, just for any members of the public to put in a comment that they might have. And by talking this way, we of course help the time go by a little bit faster. That 90 seconds seems to go really long if we're just silent.
Mickey, this is Carl.
Yes,
While
sir.
we're waiting, I have a question that may not have, well, it doesn't really have anything to do with this property, but can we go back to the map, the previous plat?
Yep, give me just a second there. Previous plat, you say?
Well, that drawing right there will work. Palisade Drive doesn't go through, and obviously it's part of the adjacent property. Does anything change eventually when that does go through? Is there enough? It doesn't really look like there would be enough to develop another lot on the east side of Palisade. Or will it, maybe it'll never go through. I'm just curious what happens to Palisade there and the adjacent property.
Hey, Carl, this is Sam. Yeah, we've discussed that. I mean, yeah, you're right. There wouldn't be much of a piece of property there to develop. We do have a water main that goes through there. We've tried to talk with the, and Brigham can probably speak to some of this. We've talked to the Steinekerts. They have no desire for that road to go through. We were looking to try and possibly straighten out that sewer alignment to be closer to that water main, but there's some concerns there with their property. And likely for that to happen, we would have to look at relaying some water main and whatnot. So we just chose to keep the sewer along that westerly property line of the parcel there, kind of get it out from going around the hillside there. So, I mean, unless this property redevelops, which would probably likely include that home being tore down, I don't really ever see Palisade Drive ever going through. And with that too, and speaking with Brigham, we'll also work towards a solution to try and create somewhat of a turnaround there, recognizing, I think, at one point that, you know, the hope was that Palisade Drive would go ahead and connect through. But the reality is since 8 South is now punched through, Palisade Drive goes down to a cul-de-sac. So there's not as much of a need to have this connect through, but we'll still try and work to get some sort of a turnaround here. So there's something there, because it is a long dead end, and we typically don't approve those unless we have some sort of a turnaround. And we'll try and do some sort of a hammerhead versus a cul-de-sac, because those are a little more obtrusive, especially in this area.
Sure. Okay, thanks.
Time is up. We're good to go.
All right. Did we have any comments from the public, Ryan, at all?
So far, we have not had any.
Okay, then what we'll do then is close the public hearing portion of this and turn it back to the commission for a motion.
This is Barry. I can do that.
Thank you, Barry.
I move that the planning commission vacate grant subdivision Plat B and approve grant subdivision Plat C located generally at 641 South Palisade Drive in the R8 zone.
This is Carl. I'll second that.
Thank you. So we have the motion. It's been seconded. Let's go ahead for the vote of the council. Marisa,
Aye.
Carl,
Aye.
Camille,
Aye.
Barry,
Aye.
Hasem,
Aye.
Mickey, aye. And that's unanimous. The motion passes. Brigham, we expect to see some good things down there now. So thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, item 3.3.
All right, item 3.3 is another plat amendment. This is for the Villa de Este plat that was recently approved here for the, they went through for a text amendment recently.
Right.
So this should look familiar to you. Well, to most of you. So this is the vicinity map right by Winco. There is your aerial image. This property was owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They had it platted as a church property. And what we're proposing tonight, well, there's that plat there. What we're proposing tonight is to vacate that plat and put in this new plat for the condos to go in here that have previously been approved. This is the floor plan. Each unit will be its own condo unit, and that is shown here on this plat. There they are again. This is the existing street view of the property. We recommend that this be approved. Be happy to answer any questions if you have any. Oh, I'd failed to mention this plat is going to be for the first of 5 buildings. This is the only one that needs to come through for plat amendment because we're vacating the church's plat. The rest of them will be done at staff level.
Okay. Is there any questions or comments from the commission? And I lost my other. Okay, we have no questions or comments. This is also a public hearing, correct? Jake, or is this? Yeah.
Yes, this is a
So-
public hearing.
So let's begin the countdown to allow for comments from the public who may comment at orem.org/comments. So we'll have that countdown now, please. So
So
during-
far, we have not had any, Mickey, for this
Yes.
item.
Okay.
This is not anything in particular, but can I just ask, have they already, I know that he was trying to get an amendment to the building requirement. Has that already gone before city council?
I think so. Gotcha. That will come through. We're expecting it on the next planning commission.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yep. All right. There's the buzzer.
Great.
You are good to go.
And Ryan, anything?
Nothing, Mickey.
Then we will close the public hearing portion of this and turn it to the commission for a motion, please.
Mickey, this is Camille. I can do that.
Thank you.
I move that the Planning Commission vacate Lot 1 of Northgate Village subdivision Plat D, and approve Villa de Este 2 condominiums, Plat A, located generally at 1140 West, 950 North, in the PD 22 zone.
We have a motion. I will second that motion. And we will turn it to the commission for the vote. Marisa,
Aye.
Carl,
I,
Camille,
Aye.
Barry,
Aye.
Haysom,
Aye.
Mickey, aye. We have of those present unanimous approval. We'll move to the next item, which is item 3.4.
Item 3.4 is a preliminary plat approval. I think this is the only item on the agenda tonight that does not require a public hearing. Anyway, this application is being made by the city for some property out by Sleepy Ridge, kind of by the the treatment plant that we have out there. So the blue highlighted area is one of the two properties that the city is trying to get platted. You can see the shape there and how it's changing. We're merging two properties together into one. So this plat, as you recall, Sleepy Ridge, I think it was the Springwater Point at Sleepy Ridge. These townhomes came through recently for their site plan amendment, and they got approved and they were ready to go to the county, and there were some issues, some lot lines that needed to be cleaned up that the county was asking the developer and us as the city to get cleaned up in order for his plat to be approved for those townhomes. So what we're doing here, combining two properties into one and platting this. I don't think this has ever been platted before. We recommend that this be approved. Be happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay. Are there any questions from the commission? I have one. Why do they call it Stevens Slopes? There's not a whole lot of slope down there.
The name was chosen after the recently retired city attorney, Greg Stevens.
Okay. Well, the slopes of Stevens is fine.
Yes.
And Mickey, there actually is a significant slope into the pond if you lose your footing. So
Oh, I was down there. Well, when was it? Monday, just to take a look at that. But I won't lose my footing then.
Mickey, Steve Earle here. I can tell you that the alternative to the name Stevens Slopes was Stevens Swamp, and we decided to go with Slopes instead. So.
Yep. So a wise choice. Okay. Well, let's open it to a motion then, which I would be happy to make. You want to put that back? So the Planning Commission, we make the motion that the Planning Commission approve the preliminary plat of Stevens Slope, Plat A, located generally at 1950 West Golden Pond Way in the PD 15 zone. Can we have a second, please?
This is Marisa. I'll second.
Thank you. We'll turn it to the commission now for a vote. Marisa?
Aye.
Carl?
Aye.
Camille?
Aye.
Barry?
Aye.
Haysom?
Aye.
And Mickey, aye. So that has unanimous approval also. We now come to item 3.5. So Jake, that's the development services. Will they be making the presentation, or are they just the applicant?
Yes to both.
Okay, go.
Okay. So I'm sure many of you are aware of the discussion involving 16th North and 400 West that has recently come through for the 50-foot buffer. They are now, we've now gotten to the point where we are ready to, okay, let me rephrase this. The residents of these homes that were in the North Village District Residential B zone have requested that the city rezone their properties back to the R8 zone. That's what we're doing tonight. is proposing that rezone. This is the existing zoning in a vicinity map. These are the homes that we're talking about tonight. There is an aerial image of the area. This is the existing zoning. What we're proposing is this zoning. So the R8 zone would be applied to those homes that are now in the Res B zone. So this is a reversal of zoning that took place about 3 years ago. These homes previously were in the R8 zone, and then the city, as part of the districts, included them in the Res B zone. And now we're proposing them to go back to that zone. Each property owner of these homes has provided a letter requesting the city to make this rezone, except one. That one home, let me pull out my pointer here, is this one right here, which is owned by the same owner of this commercial property here. Staff held a Zoom meeting with the neighborhood on February 9th. There were about 30 residents in attendance that night. And we found from the neighborhood that they were very much in favor of this rezone. We included in the packet for each of you commissioners a list of all the comments that were received at that meeting. This is a street view of these properties that are to be rezoned. Well, that we're proposing to rezone, I should say. We have received 5 comments, I think, on this previous to this meeting. We're now at 7 comments. We've received 2 during this meeting. We will hear those, I'm assuming, at some point. We recommend that the Planning Commission make a positive recommendation to the City Council for this rezone. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them.
I do have a question, Jake. Since the Abraham's house, obviously the new owner of the Abraham's house is not necessarily one of those applicants, can his neighbors have his house rezoned back, or does he want his to stay as NVD Res B?
So the city has the right to rezone any property as long as they go through the right procedures at the right time. Since the city is making this application, even though this owner of that property does not want this, as I understand it, he does not want this rezone to happen, the city can still make this rezone.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Does this, Rogers, does this provide any hardship, changing it back from the NVD Res B to the R8? Does it not provide, but create an additional hardship to the owners of the NVD Edge property? Because we did do that 50-foot setback, and that was from what, back of curb on that. Anyway, does it create additional hardship for the owner of the NVD Edge property?
Also,
there we go. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Marisa, go ahead and ask your question.
Oh, I was going to say, didn't that also go before City Council, and there was a request to move that to 75 feet as well?
Yes, and I think it was approved for 75 feet.
Okay. I know that we're looking at 50, but I knew that it had gone before City Council, or I thought it would have.
Yes, as far as hardship goes, I think Jason should answer this one.
Yeah.
So what it does allow is it requires the setback now to come on the backside, so the west boundary line of these back of these homes,
Mhm.
equal to the height. So whatever the property owner on the west side decides to build, he'll now have to not only be 75 feet back with a 35-foot height limit, but he's also going to have to be equal to the height of whatever structure he builds. So there's two different standards that he's going to have to apply. We've talked to the owner with his architect who represents him. I think they can make something work. But so as far as a hardship, I don't think so. But there are two standards that they would have to meet. By rezoning it to R8, it just extends or allows a larger setback on that west side, which does protect the neighbors to the east.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, I'm just looking at a possible Board of Adjustments situation that may come up with the city later on, because if we have the 75 feet plus an amount of setback equal to the height of the structure, it seems that it takes off a lot of the developable property for the owner of the NVD Edge property.
Well, it does require us, let's say if they want to build a 70-foot building, it requires it to be 70 feet off of that property.
Okay.
It's not, it doesn't go adding upon each other. They have to work together.
All right.
So it'd be either 75 with a 35 height cap or 70 or whatever equal to the height is out of that 75 foot range before they can go higher than 35 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to oversimplify how a variance works at the Board of Adjustment, Mickey,
They wouldn't be.
they have to prove that their lot is unbuildable, basically. And it would still be buildable with these standards.
I don't foresee a Board of Adjustment being applicable in this case.
Okay. Are there any other comments from the commission? Then this is a public hearing, so let's begin the countdown. And during the 90 seconds that we're waiting, if we can address those 7 items that have come in, we can go ahead and do that during the 90-second delay. So Ryan, I assume that's you?
Yes, Mickey. So just to clarify, we have 6 comments as of this moment and not 7. And I'm going to be reading them in order that we've received them. So this first one was received on March 9th. It comes from Rick Anderton, and I'm reading it exactly as it is written. So Orem City should not allow an apartment over 3 stories on 400 West and 1600 North. As a neighbor there, traffic will be worse in an already overcrowded intersection. I plan to vote out all the Orem officials if this goes through. Orem needs to consider density in overcrowded areas this close to residential areas. It sounds like they are not listening to the community. The next comment was also received on March 9th from, I believe it's Gay Lee Page. I see no place to access this proposed monstrosity. Plus it will dwarf all the buildings around it, and you'll have another eyesore like the one on State Street at 350 South with a silly name. It really doesn't seem to accomplish the welcome to Orem atmosphere you're going for. And then the email addresses of 5 council members follow it. So I'm not going to read those off. The next 2 comments, one was received on March 3rd, and it was also received again today on March 17th. The March 3rd submittal was by Josh Lowe, and the submittal today was by Anya Becerra. They are the exact same comment, so I will just read the one. I verified that they are the same comment. To Orem City Planning Commission, Development and Planning Offices, and City Council members, we want to thank the Commission and Council for considering the impact of commercial and high-density development on residential areas. On February 1, 2021, homeowners living in the North Village District met with council members, city planner, and the development manager to convey our concerns regarding the possibility of future high-density housing and commercial development plans encroaching upon our homes located adjacent to the North Village District. During this meeting as homeowners, we expressed our strong desire and urgency to rezone our homes back to residential. The homes in question are located on the west side of 400 West, north of 1600 North, from 1637 North to 1753 North, directly east of the North Village District development area and currently zoned as NVD-Res-B mixed use residential in parentheses. This zoning is contrary to the wishes of those homeowners and residents, along with an overwhelming majority of the remaining homeowners along 400 West between 1600 North and 2000 North, as well as others in the surrounding neighborhoods. We respectfully ask that you grant our request to rezone the NVD-RES-B's homes from 1637 North to 1753 North to R-8 low density residential to protect our homes from urban encroachment and ensure adequate setbacks and buffer zones regarding allowable building heights from our properties, rear and sides. As the North Village District continues to develop, we feel these measures will help prohibit the construction of excessively tall buildings adjacent to our properties, protecting our privacy and safety. With respect, we formally ask you to support our request to rezone our homes from NVD-RES-B back to their previous R-8 designation as low density residential for the protection of our homes and preservation of our neighborhood community. Respectfully, Josh and Anya Lowe, Jim and Christy Condi, Lucas and Katie Wild, Alicia and Jason Hagley, Jonathan and Sarah Slater, Daryl Christensen. And I didn't read their addresses, but all of them border the North Village District. They're on 400 West. The next comment is from Jan Goodsell. And it reads, comment submitted on behalf of 75 homeowners along 400 West. We, the residents of the neighborhood along 400 West adjoining the State Street North Village District, wish to convey our concerns about future proposed North Village District zone changes. We believe the houses that are currently located in the North Village District that are zoned as NVD-Res-B and the other homes located along 400 West should be more protected from encroaching developments. It would be prudent to change these homes out of the North Village District and back to their original R-zone status to protect the neighborhood from the encroaching businesses and large multifamily developments. We fear that as developments begin to build in this area, the quiet, safe neighborhood we love is in jeopardy. Many families have resided in these neighborhoods for decades and include multi-generations from aged parents to small children, for which we have special concerns. Therefore, we are asking that our concerns be considered. David and Jan Goodsell. Now, there are a page and a half of more names listed. I'm happy to read those. I'll leave that up to you, Mickey. These will be passed along to the city council in the minutes associated with this.
I'll speak on behalf of the commission on this. I don't think it's necessary for us to read all of the names. I think that email is available for us to view. Is that correct?
Okay, wonderful.
Thanks.
All right, the next comment is from Stephanie Visnaw. I support the rezoning of the homes on this west side of 400 West from NVD-Res-B to R8, maintaining the residential nature of the area. And then a comment that just came through is from Lene Millett. The corner lot was also improperly zoned to the edge zone per a city council directive in 1994. The corner lost should remain zoned as C3. This should be reviewed. And that just came through. So it appears at this moment that is our last comment.
All right. Do we have any comments from the commission about those comments that came to us from the public? Then we'll close the public hearing portion of this and turn it back to the commission for a motion.
Give me a second here.
I can do that.
Thank you, Carl.
I move that we forward a positive recommendation. I move that the Planning Commission forward a positive recommendation to the City Council to amend Article 22-5-3A and the zoning map of the City of Orem by changing the zone of approximately 4 acres from the NVD-Res-B zone to the R8 zone, located generally at 1637 North to 1753 North along 400 West.
Do we have a second, please?
This is Barry. I'll second.
Thank you, Barry. We'll turn it to the commission for a vote. Marisa?
Aye.
Carl,
Aye.
Camille,
Aye.
Barry,
Aye.
Hasem, are you with us? I think we lost him.
I don't see him, Mickey.
I don't either. So Mickey, aye. So of the 5 commission members that are still with us, the item passes unanimously. Thank you for that. Next on our agenda is, of course, Ryan, before we turn it to you, let's go to the minutes of the last planning commission meeting. Did any of you see anything that needed a correction or clarification? I guess that's also a correction, but you know, anything that needs to be changed on those minutes. So we're okay then. Then I'll make the motion that we approve the minutes from our last planning commission meeting, which was on March 3rd of 2021, as written. So do I have a second for that?
This is Marisa. I'll second.
Thanks. Then let's go for the vote. Marisa?
Aye.
Carl?
Aye.
Camille?
Aye.
Barry?
Aye.
Mickey? Aye. So those are approved. Thank you. Mr. Clark?
Just thank you all for serving. I think we may be back live probably in another month and a half. So that's exciting. And please stop by Saturday and come use the new fitness center after 10 a.m. is when the doors open. And we're excited. It's all come together really quickly over the last week.
Have you had quite a lineup for people who were trying to sign up again?
We've had about 2,400 people sign up for tours. Early reports from this morning, they started at 7:30. The early tours, about a 50% response rate was showing up. So I think people second guessed that early tour time after daylight savings kicked in. So, but I hear everything's been very positive.
Right.
So
Is there an online capability for people to sign up for membership in the rec center?
Yes, I believe so. It's rec.orem.org, REC. And they have an app now as well. If you go onto the Google Play Store, it's Orem Rec app, I believe, is what you search for.
Okay.
And that's all I've got.
Well, thank you. So we anticipate, 2 weeks? April 7th? Is that when or are we? Yeah,
We're meeting next.
Yeah, April 7th.
If you're asking about meeting in person, I think it's going to be the one after that at the soonest, probably after.
Okay.
Since that is during spring break, I'm glad that one is still virtual.
What is the spring break of which you speak?
I have a teenager, Mickey.
Oh,
it means no school.
Oh, well. All right. So if we could, someone from the commission make a motion to adjourn.
So moved. This is Marisa.
Second?
Seconded. This is Barry.
Yes. Then, Marisa?
Aye.
Carl? Camille?
Aye.
Barry?
Aye.
Mickey? Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you all for being here. And boy, I'm looking forward to next month. We can be together. Thank you all again. And thanks to city staff. All of you guys are so wonderful to work with. It's fun. And I'll be down in the morning to sign, Jason. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you.
Bye.